Okay, welcome to game 3 of my Traveler Cage match against MackAttack2. We've switched now to using the other Traveler, which is Page. Page is going to be good. Plus Actions is good with Barge. And there are a bunch of other things going on we need to look at. So Page is going to be good. Got to open with Page. Inventors are going to be good, but maybe not right away. Black Market could be good. Exorcist, I think Research is going to be a little bit better at trashing early. Citadel is going to be nice for Inventor. Populate is going to also be really nice. If you can hit 10 and Populate, you are going to be real far ahead. So this is one where you can just build giant, but you've got to actually be able to draw to get to 10. So I think just Page Research seems fine. Let me spell Travelers right. I don't know if that's a rule in this tournament or not, but it seems like it would be fun to have them use Travelers. So, right. So how do we get to 10? And how do we get to champion? So the one answer is if we have champion, you just buy as many barges as you want. Probably you can buy as many barges as you want here. You play them as next turn, and then you get an in and you shuffle them in. Another weird interaction to note with Populate is you can gain all of these other actions first, then gain in and shuffle in to the shuffle, the in. And the Barge, for example, or the Page, or whatever. So they get an Exorcist. I think I like Research because it will move you along a little bit faster. There is the argument that it could cause you to miss the shuffle with your Page. It's pretty low likelihood, I think. So I'm gonna risk that. For example, if I don't draw the Page in the next turn, I would miss it. But so now. I could just get a silver, but I'm going to get silvers from the what's it called? From the Treasure Hunter. This one. So I think I'm going to get a Black Market. The alternative was to get a Gladiator, and that would allow me to get a little bit of money, 2 or 3 potentially. So they've been able to trash an estate. So they're going to be a little bit ahead here. I could trigger this shuffle, but I don't think I want to. What do I have down there? I have 3 coppers, 2 estates, and what? 3 coppers, 2 estates, and the Black Market. So if I play this Research, I will draw all of that. Yeah, that seems worse than just getting another Page. And hopefully use the Research next turn. So depending on what I draw here, I'll either get an Exorcist or a Barge. The Exorcist can continue to thin me, and it can also thin some of these silvers that I'm getting. Do I want the Exorcist or another Research? Research is nice with Populate because I can research, a Gladiator or a Bard. Well, no, I want all the things. Research and Inventor or Black Market that I'm not able to play due to terminal space. I think I can support one Exorcist. And I'm not quite sure what I'm hoping to pick up in the Black Market here, but I think there's quite a few different cards that would be helpful to my deck. One way to spike 10 is to research something like an inn or is the Coin of the Realm worth it? I am going to have a few too many terminals, but what am I going to buy this turn? I guess I can get a Coin of the Realm and just get another Page. We'll see. So here I'm actually going to research the Exorcist, which is weird, but I could also research the Black Market. That doesn't seem any better. I can always buy another Exorcist if I need it, and this will move me along my shuffle very quickly. Obviously, if I'd known I had this draw coming up, and I still have not thinned any estates, just 1 copper, I would have bought an Exorcist last turn instead of the Coin of the Realm. But I suspect we're going to have a lot of actions very quickly. It will be tough to draw decks, so you do need to just start loading up on the barges soon. I think my plan is to get all of my other travelers to warriors and leave them on warriors. And then in terms of the end game, I think you get as many inventors as you can when you have champion in play and you play them all and try to gain a whole bunch of provinces on 1 turn. Yeah, we'll see if it works out for me. It may not work out at all, or it may work out once. I would really like to hit 5, which doesn't seem difficult given the set of cards that I have, but... So again, I could get like a Hamlet here, which gives me plus buy, or I can just get another Exorcist because I still need to trash. What do I have next turn? Coin, Treasure Hunter, Warrior. I don't know, I'll get another Exorcist. Imps will also draw for me. Treasure Hunter is +1 action, so... I assume they're going to next turn this. Yep, 3. So I'm going to be able to play my stuff. So this is 8. Citadel is quite tempting. But I think Barge is just so much better for me right now. And I will exchange both of those. Actually, this worked out really well. I'm going to be able to play a whole bunch of Travelers this turn, hit them really hard with the Warrior, and then dead draw the Barge to gain, to move my way towards the deck, and get that meat and second Barge that I want. Potentially even 2 Barges? It doesn't seem possible, actually. So luckily my Warrior was in my hand, so my Warrior didn't suffer to their Warrior. The Hero and the Page are immune to the Warrior, but the Treasure Hunter and the Warrior can be killed by your opponent's Warrior. I was not tracking how closely they are there. Probably... There've been a lot of silvers down there, so they're going to hit some money for sure. It's not inconceivable I hit 8 on this turn. It's pretty unlikely, but it's not... or hit 10 this turn. It's pretty unlikely, but I have quite a few silvers. We'll see. The order of this is I want to play the other Travelers first. I'm always calling this, so I'm playing this now, just in case I hit something. Hero, gain a gold. Now play the Warrior, and trash 3 silvers. So I'm going to get a Barge here. Get a Barge and gain any. Okay, I'm going to leave this at Warrior, and I'm going to change this to Treasure Hunter. Yeah, I knew basically that shuffle was bad and it had a bunch of silvers in it. It was surprising that it hit that many in a row. But all their good cards are down here in the rest of the shuffle, so it doesn't matter that much. This is quite nice for me. I'm going to be able to play the black market, get the coin down, and then all my good actions are still down there. So that's good. Oof. Those are 2 really good cards that I would have really liked to start the next turn with. That was a very nice reveal for them. Could have been worse. They could have killed my Warrior or flipped my champion. So I'm okay with that, I guess. I assume they're going to change their Warrior into a Hero here. And then they won't have any more Warriors, and I'll have 2. So, again, the Citadel is quite nice. I got the Barge, and I I stand by that when I got it, and I stand by last turn also having gotten a barge, although I only had 7 last turn. I do need to try to hit 8 soon, maybe next turn, maybe the turn after that. I still want to get a populate as well. So there's a lot of competing things I'm trying to do here. And then you have to consider, do you go for provinces? You just kind of build up and try to get more populates. And then do the big inventor turn. Research helps that as well. Researching, for example, the inn, which doesn't do a whole lot for you, gets you 5 extra cards for the next turn. So if you're trying to get really big hands and play lots of inventors, researching a couple inns on the second to last turn means the last turn you can play a lot more inventors. I'm not sure what they're thinking about. Okay. One nice thing with Coin of the Realm is I can play at the same turn. All right. Whew. So normally I would just click on Chapel and be super happy. I can also see how procession here is very, very good. Seeing as how I can process, well, I can process inventors into barges, I guess. I'm just going to get a Chapel, though, and another barge. The Chapel will enable me to get super thin, and that's what I want to do. Yeah, most of my draw, which was my imp and my barge, have already gotten skipped this shuffle, so it's going to be somewhat tough for me to hit my price points, and I lost another warrior, so they've gotten really good warrior flips here. Your warriors are doing better work than mine. So they got to trash a warrior and flip 2 of my best cards, and I killed 3 silvers, which they probably don't want anyways. But we'll see what they do here. They gain a lot of silvers, so I'm not going to play this treasure hunter. Doesn't seem worth it. I might even exercise it into a warrior for the draw, knowing that our turns are going to get really big. Yeah, that is crazy. Because they're hoping to like draw deck and do big turn stuff, and the Philosopher's Stone is going to be worth like 0. Yes, the question is, we're at this point now where they've just they did just Silver Flood, so they're not going to be able to draw deck, which I should be able to do. So probably they're going to get to populate. Well, if you can keep 10 and populate, then you can shuffle in and barge and stuff and draw a bunch of cards, and then populate again and do the same thing again, and having all the extra silvers doesn't hurt you. You can research silvers, you've got extra researches and stuff. Yeah, no, so definitely you have to populate here. And then you shuffle in the barge, basically. In the barge and the research, you shuffle in. Page probably too, but like the non-terminal actions plus the barge, and you're pretty happy about it. So I could place Treasure Hunter now, and I would gain 13 silvers, 14 silvers, something crazy like that. It is going to be hard for them to find their champion and their warrior and their barge again, because they've got so many silvers down there. Yep, that was what I had predicted. But certainly they can play the inn, research a silver, try to start working their way through that. I don't really see a need for me to get any more pages because I don't want to get any more silvers in my deck. So I am going to play the champion and then pass turn. Which is sad that they get a nice long turn. Well, sad because their warriors did stuff that screwed me up. And I will get an imp here. Okay, So I've got draw cards a little bit at the top, and I can start working my way through that. Yeah, so they revealed 3 cards with their warriors. And they were my 3 best cards. Well, the champion was the best cards. They were my 2nd through 4th best cards. So I will stop complaining now because the champion is safe. The champion was safe, and I've got draw cards now, and I'm safe from all future attacks. So the one little bit of shuffle caused, they didn't at least flip the champion. My goal now is to continue to add draw, basically. I'm a little confused by what they're doing. Oh, they know those cards are bad, I guess. What did they gain on their turn? Champion and a couple of warriors. Yeah. So I wasn't going to be able to get this last warrior anyways. Let's switch this to keep. I guess default keep is fine for that. I assume this is now, and then see if they have any more actions. They do have more actions. They have the inn still. Okay. Ah, the Citadel. Yeah, so if I hit 8, I'll get a Citadel. If I hit 10, I'll get a Populate. And then, well, neither of those are... It's possible I miss both those targets. They're also going to have a ton of money with the silvers. I assume this will be next turn. Yeah. So that $3 Philosopher's Stone there. So it was equivalent to a gold. So right now, P stone equals gold. And it does not count the cards set aside with research, which, for whatever that's worth to you. Okay, so if I were them, I would just buy a barge and end turn. I'm not quite sure what they're thinking about. They don't have any actions down there. The rest of this shuffle's not. I think you got a couple warriors still. I guess they've got 2 warriors, a champion, and maybe 1 barge down there. So maybe they'll be able to get through that. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand that at all. Why? Why? And the black market seems like a perfectly fine card to have once your champion's in play. You could find good stuff in there. Huh. What are we waiting for? Okay, so play is now. Yeah, so I can trash the gold. That seems terrible. So, research and estate. I've got copper black market. So, how many silvers do I have down there? I've got a couple still. I don't want to trash down to so little money that I can't actually buy. I've got black market, a couple silvers. I'm just considering how far to trash. I'm just going to trash 1 here. Buy another barge. End turn. I feel like maybe I need to get my hero now because I'm low on money, but potentially 10 is all I need. When I play 10, I'll get Gladiator, Black Market that I can play for money. Inventor will gain me stuff and make stuff cost less. So just loading up the draw seems fine. I need to play this first, probably. Ah, yes. No reason to play the champion twice. Smart. I probably would have just clicked on the champion out of habit and not realized I played it twice. Okay, so they still have a bunch of warriors. They don't hit me, but they've got a lot more money than I do and a lot more draw. Where'd this all go wrong for me? The research for me missed a shuffle early on, and I couldn't find it with an estate. which is really sad. So they're a little bit ahead on that. Then the black market was useless. My warrior trashed 3 of their extra silvers as opposed to like hitting some of their warriors, although I knew that was going to happen. And then their warrior flipped over a bunch of cards that were fairly good for me, although not my champion. They also got the Citadel early, and they got a bunch of extra travelers, and they have so much overdraw that they are able to make this work. Huh. I mean, in general, this is the deck I wanted to go for. I just didn't realize that they could get to it so fast. A couple of turns, like I wanted more barges. I don't know why I didn't end up buying more barges. They get a barge on turn 6. Yeah, I just never hit 5. Never hit 5 after that. I should be able to draw deck this turn. And get to populate myself, and maybe the thickness of their deck will come to haunt them. They have quite a few unique cards that I don't have any copies of. So let's see, they're drawing 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're drawing like 8 extra cards in addition to what we're seeing, and they've got like 15 treasures. So turns where they don't have a barge coming in, they may still struggle to draw. They may still struggle to find everything. They're also adding more stuff. I kind of expect them to buy another populate here, though. I'm really befuddled by this duchy last turn. That should have been a barge. I have no ability to come close to ending the game, even in like 2 or 3 turns. Maybe 3 turns with inventor stuff I can make it work, but yeah, if I'm overdrawing here, I'm going to consider turning my warrior into a hero for the gold. So I guess notably on the turns where I had black market, it just did silver stuff those turns. And was completely useless for me. I ended up buying 2 costs, and the chapel was probably dumb. I should have just gotten the I couldn't have gotten another. I got a barge that turn, so I had 2 extra. So it didn't. The opportunity cost was fairly small. Maybe Exorcist is better than Research here, but I think that's more a function of the Exorcist finding the estates and the Research not finding the estates than it is the cards inherently being better on this kingdom. But I don't know. I find it important to analyze, what I'm doing, because I'll put him black market here. Okay, so Fisherman costs 2, and I could, in theory, draw it. Morph would be nice, except now I'm massively overdrawing. Oh, my warrior got trashed, so I don't even have a warrior. So this is 7, 9, 13. So I can buy the Fisherman. Why? Why am I buying a Fisherman? So I could buy the Wine Merchant. So it costs me 5. So I've got 7, 9, 12. So it takes me down to 7. I play it, I get up to 11. I can populate, but I can't actually get it back again. The Fisherman adds 1. I lose a barge next turn, which I don't need. Yeah, and I can just kill the chapel now, as sad as that is. So this is 10, yeah, so I'll just kill the chapel. I'm drawing everything. And actions. So the question is, can I add coppers to my deck? That seems overly risky. Alright, let me just click on all the things in order. And I definitely want these things in there. And I will end buys now and get a Will-O-Wisp. Okay. So how do I win? I gain and play a bunch of inventors, and they have a debt or 2. Okay. We've got a plan at least. We'll see what they can do with their deck. if I calculated right, they shouldn't be able to draw a deck with the amount of treasures that they have. I did not count the Imp in there, which is an extra plus 2 cards, but they added a bunch of stop cards. We'll see as they continue to just play draw card after draw card until they draw their deck, then I'll know that I miscalculated. Even if they don't draw a deck, they've got a huge number of treasures in their hand. Yep, that is the card that I don't have, so that's a good thing to name. So even if they don't draw a deck here, they're double provincing. So they've got this one pretty well locked up, it looks like. Yeah, I don't feel like my strategy was inherently bad. I think the research missing a bunch of times than the weird $4 hands because I still have estates. If you don't have estates in your deck, you don't hit $4 or $3 very often. You hit $5. But the Exorcist is not guaranteed. So if I'd had Exorcist, copper, 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 page, I'm equally sad that last turn. I'm not really sure. And this is nice with research. They can research something that's expensive. If I were them, I would consider researching province. I would say research on province is likely the best. I'll wait till they do it to say that. Don't want to mess with their head while they're playing. Or that means either like change their strategy based on what I say. Gold seems equally fine. I probably should have waited until they finished clicking their buys, because now they're going to think about what I said and answer rather than just playing. So they hit that early 8 for Citadel, which I was unable to do. They did have more silvers than me, and I trashed all those silvers for them. I could have considered playing it in a different order and playing the warrior first, but I thought I would have a chance of trashing something good. Essentially, this is just completely lost, though. I don't quite know what I'm doing right now. Okay, play this now. Imp in. Okay. Okay, so I do have black market shenanigans I can come up with. No. None of those. No, none of those. So I could have saved the gladiator for the fisherman, I guess. Well, what do I want to invent? I'll invent Inventor, obviously. Play the imp. Don't play. Invent Inventor. Barge now. Okay, how close am I to doing something awesome? I don't have enough money. I only have 17 money. And provinces cost 5 each. So that was really my downfall here. I can research to top deck that. So I've got 12 money, 17 money. So I could buy 3 provinces and a bunch of estates. It doesn't do anything for me. So, absent anything better to do, I will get a populate and 3 duchies. And I will shuffle in the cards which draw. Is the 3 duchies worth it? I guess the 3 duchies is worth it. And lose this turn now. Yeah. Seems pretty unlikely they can't triple province, but even like double provincing is more than enough for them. I can't get to 46 points. That would require more VP than is in the kingdom. So if they leave a province that's 6, then 12 for duchies to 18, 25 for a state, so that gets me to 35, and they would be at 41. So I would need to find some miracles in the black market. Seems pretty unlikely. Yeah, so, I mean, I wasn't trying to get clean. I ended up getting clean just because my treasure hunters didn't gain me that many treasures. They got more travelers. So maybe in this kingdom, the extra travelers made a difference. I don't really believe that. I honestly think the reveal... I honestly think the reveals here, the missed trashes earlier, and then the reveals on whatever turn this is here made the difference. Like if I see those that turn, I get to play the champion that turn. I get to draw through the deck. If they just flip over silver and trash it, I'm in great shape. I have 5 or 6. And all the stuff works out for me. I'm at least a lot closer because I feel like if I had one more turn, if I'd had the same turn I had last turn, this turn I could be getting the 3 provinces. So I end up just being like 1 turn behind, which ends up being warrior luck mostly. I think. Not saying they didn't play this quite well. They had an advantage here and stepped on the gas, but I feel like I could have had a chance to be much closer if I didn't miss my estates and otherwise. In terms of my play, probably I should not have bought the chapel. That was a bad play. The coin of the realm ended up being helpful, but it's not clear to me where I should diverge from what I did. If the research collides with an estate, maybe I do need to get the exorcist because the way research collides with page, unless I see research turn 3, I'm sad to have. Well, if I see page turn 3 and then research turn 4, I'm really happy. So, yeah, I'll resign now. As they said, they had enough. Other than that, I think, yeah, so maybe, I think there are ways. I think the research is maybe a little higher variance, but I don't think it's inherently bad. And I was first player there, so I ended up being a full turn behind, which means I lost 2 turns along the way. Other than that, I don't know. I feel like even though it looks like they won by a huge amount, it was not that far behind for me. Well, we'll see you in game 4.